Hi class. So the rig that we're going to be discussing today is called the three-way rig. The idea behind this being that your weight is tandem to your main line, and then you have your rig coming off it with the grub on the end sitting nicely within the water. It's probably one of the most complicated rigs we're going to see throughout this entire module, but it is essential to being a quality fisherman. Now, there are three parts to this rig. You're going to have your main line, again, substituted by the spool, with your swivel. You are going to have your grub with a piece of line coming off it, 8 to 12 inches, depending on the depth at which you are fishing. This grub has a little loop, which I have tied with a bow line, just on the end. This is tied with a standard fisherman's knot. And finally, we have our walking sinker. The idea being that this will walk along the bottom with little resistance from any obstacles, also tied with a bow line. So, what you're going to do first, you're going to take your standard swivel. You can do this with three-way swivel, but why waste the money on that when we have standard swivels that work just fine? You're going to take your weighted line with, again, 8 to 12 inches on there. You're going to feed it through, and we're going to do a bow line. There we go. We got our bow line on the bottom part of the swivel, and then on the actual latch of the swivel is where you're going to take your grub with your 8 to 12 inches of line, and you're going to latch that in. So here, as you can see, we have a three-way setup. The idea being, again, this will walk along the bottom, while this grub is floating free-weighted in the water with your swivel coming off your main line in a different direction, all creating an effect that should be quite good at attracting big fish.